Hello there, I am Bolanle Udueku Ayola, and here is your Wells Television Daily News Update for today, the 23rd of September 2025. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has announced that 20.4 billion naira has been raised since the launch of the National Library Fund on September 18, 2025. Speaking at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, she emphasized that more contributions are still being expected. The fund is coordinated by the Ministry of Education under the Oluremi at 65 Education Fund Initiative and serves as an appeal for well-wishers to donate in lieu of gifts, cards, or celebratory adverts for her 65th birthday. The money is intended for the completion of Nigeria's long-delayed National Library headquarters in Abuja, a project first proposed in 1981 and under construction since 2006. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan of Kogi Central has returned to her legislative role following the unsealing of her Senate office today. The office in Suite 2.05 of the Senate wing had been sealed since her suspension on March 6, 2025. The suspension was imposed over alleged misconduct during her protest against the reassignment of her seat by Senate President Godswill Akpabio, which occurred on February 20. A federal high court ruling in Abuja on July 4 declared the suspension excessive and unconstitutional, paving the way for her notice of intent to resume duties. Efforts, however, were obstructed by Senate leadership until the office was finally unsealed by Alabi Adedeji, the Deputy Director of the National Assembly Sergeant at Arms. Upon resumption, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan made clear that she was returning without apology. She spoke forcefully about her experience over the past 6 months, referencing not only the suspension and recall attempt, but also what she termed attempts at blackmail and public vilification. She commended the support of her constituents and her husband, expressing gratitude to Nigerians who stood by her. While she celebrated her reinstatement, it remains uncertain whether she has regained all her privileges in the Senate and if she will be permitted to sit in plenary when sessions resume on October 7. The Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) has announced plans to deploy an artificial intelligence agent aimed at sweeping through a backlog of around 7,000 company registration applications. The CAC's Registrar General, Hussaini Magaji, reviewed this at a stakeholders forum in Kano State, explaining that the AI will streamline existing processes in compliance, registry, and customer service tasks. The overhaul involves upgrading the registration portal so that functions such as name reservation, alternative name suggestions, and approval are handled in real time. Additional benefits include faster handling of correspondence. The AI is expected to triage high volumes of daily emails up to 3,000 per day, categorize or flag duplicate requests, route messages to the correct departments, and reduce human-induced delays. The CAC launched the new AI-driven registration portal in June, aiming to modernize Nigeria's business registration environment by making processes faster, more accurate, and more transparent. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) Ilorin Zonal Directorate have arrested 28 suspected internet fraudsters in Kwara State. The arrests were made during an early morning operation in Ilorin, specifically in the areas of Tanke, University Road, Oshin, and Agbabiaka. According to the EFCC, the action followed credible intelligence linking the suspects to online fraud activities. Among items seized in the raid were 7 exotic vehicles, including a recent Toyota Corolla model and a Lexus, 2 motorcycles, expensive phones and laptops alleged to have been used in the commission of internet fraud. The suspects will be charged in court after the completion of investigations. And meanwhile, the EFCC has reiterated its warning about the worsening rate of internet fraud in Nigeria. EFCC Chairman Ola Olukoyede expressed concern over how such illicit activities are damaging Nigeria's economy, undermining credibility abroad, and resulting in stricter visa restrictions for innocent citizens. On the foreign scene, US President Donald Trump returned to the UN General Assembly for the first time since 2020. Delivering a speech that declared the US is in its golden age. He cited historic trade deals enabled by sweeping global tariffs and sharply criticized globalist institutions for eroding world order. Trump accused the UN of failing to resolve international conflicts and claimed credit for ending 7 wars since returning to office. He also condemned Europe's continued reliance on Russian energy, calling it embarrassing as the war in Ukraine rages on. On the Middle East, Trump doubled down on opposing Palestinian statehood, calling it a reward for the terrible atrocities committed by Hamas in the October 7, 2023 attack that killed 1,200 Israelis and led to 251 hostages. He demanded the immediate release of hostages and aligned firmly with Israel's position. Meanwhile, Gaza's humanitarian crisis worsens with over 65,000 Palestinians reported killed by Israeli forces since the war began. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres opened the session with a call for unity and reaffirmed the UN's role in maintaining global peace. And in sports, Arsenal women have been honored as the 2025 Women's Club of the Year at the Ballon d'Or ceremony in Paris following a remarkable campaign. The Gunners sealed the accolades thanks primarily to their triumph in the UEFA Women's Champions League, where they defeated Barcelona 1-0 in the final in Lisbon. Stina Blackstenius struck the winning goal to secure the club's second European crown. Domestically, they enjoyed a strong showing, finishing second in the Women's Super League and reaching the semi-finals of the League Cup. The award recognizes more than just on-field success. Arsenal impressed the Ballon d'Or panel with their broader impact on women's football, their youth and development structure, their growing international recognition, and high levels of fan engagement all contributed to their selection. And that's it on the Wells Television Daily News Updates for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Wells Television and like our Facebook page at Wells Television. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.